And welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, and today we're diving into one of the weirdest genre mashups I've seen in a while. We're talking about Him, the 2025 film that tried to be part horror, part sports drama, and part cult thriller, and it ended up being a chaotic fever dream.
There are a lot of people saying you could be the next great quarterback.
I can already see it now. Cam running down the tunnel with the crowd chanting his name.
I hear you've been invited to train with legend Isaiah White himself. Care to elaborate?
I want to be the GOAT.
Cameron King. Great meeting you. I'm a fan. That's crazy.
I damn near worshiped you growing up.
Who are you?
I'm him.
Who are you?
I'm him. My time.
Let's play a little catch. We going to the man.
You might have seen the trailers and thought, oh, is this Jordan Peele's new movie? It's not. Jordan's name is all over it, but he only produced it and his production company, Monkey Paw. The director here is Justin Tipping, and let's just say the ambition is very high, the execution not so much. So, what is this movie? Does it work? Is it even a horror? Let's break it down. So Him follows, oh my god, why can't I remember his name? Cameron Cade. Yeah, Cameron Cade. His name was shouted out so much, you know. But Cameron Cade, he's a rising quarterback whose dream hits a wall after a brutal injury. Just when it seems like his career is over, a football legend, Isaiah White, played by Marlon Wayans, offers him a chance at redemption. 1 week of private training in the desert as his compound. But this isn't just boot camp. It's weird, like cult weird. Days turn into rituals, drills feel like a mind games, and the line between mentorship and manipulation blurs fast. What starts as a comeback story quickly spirals into something much darker. By the final act, the film shifts hard into horror surreal territory, with blood, symbolism, and chaos taking the field. It's not your typical sports movie, not even close. But let's be real. If there's one thing Him gets right, it's the performances. The cast shows up even when the script doesn't, starting with Marlon Wayans. And yeah, I know when you hear the name, you probably think scary movie or white chicks. But forget all that. Wayans is doing something completely different. As Isaiah White, he's intense, controlled, deeply unnerving. And there's this layered menace to his performance. You're never sure if he's trying to inspire Cameron or indoctrinate him. One minute he's the wise mentor, and the next he's spouting off cryptic mantras while making someone get hit in the face with a football until they bleed. God, it's wild. What works is how Wayne balances the charisma with unpredictability. He's not just playing crazy, he's playing a man who believes in this cult-like system he's part of. That's what makes him scary. He doesn't think he's the villain here. He thinks he's the savior. That's kind of what it felt like. Wayne sells his delusion really hard. And on the flip side, Tariq Withers, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, plays Cameron Cade. He holds his own here. He's not as flashy, but that's kind of the point. Cameron's journey is internal. He's trying to stay sane in a world that's completely off the rails. Withers brings a lot of restricted and a lot of tension behind the eyes. You can feel the emotional exhaustion building in every scene, whether he's silently enduring Isaiah's drills or trying to process the madness around him. He makes Cameron feel human, even when the movie doesn't give him much to work with. And that's the thing, both actors are locked in. Their chemistry couldn't have been more phenomenal. You've got a veteran who's losing his grip and a rookie who's slowly waking up to the nightmare. The dynamic should have carried the film, but instead the script pulls focus away from them too often, favoring aesthetics over development, metaphor over momentum. Other supporting players come and go, some culty, some creepy, but the film never really gives them space to make an impact. It's all on Wayans and Withers to keep things grounded, and honestly, they almost do. If him had given them a tighter story, more room to explore their characters, and less time with the slow-mo rituals and glowing helmets, we might have had a completely different conversation right now. So, how do I say this? At its core, him has a concept that practically begs for greatness. You've got a vulnerable athlete, a mythic sport icon, and an isolating setting perfect for a psychological breakdown and eerie revelations. The setup alone could have anchored a slow burn thriller or a tightly wound horror tale. But what we get instead is a film consistently undercutting its own momentum. Rather than deepening the character relationships or tightening the tension, him leads into a patchwork of surrealism, ritual, mascot, cryptic that feels like they belong in 5 different movies. The structure is loose, almost dreamlike, which could have worked if the narrative had something concrete to come to. But though our story keeps slipping through its own fingers, each scene seems more interested in metaphor than meaning. There's plenty of commentary hinted at about sacrifice, exploitation, even generational trauma in sports, but none of it is grounded enough to hit hard. It's like the film keeps gesturing at deeper ideas but never stops long enough to explore them. And it's a little bit spoilery, but when it comes to the third act, the pacing spikes out of nowhere, throwing Cameron into a violent climax that feels more like a genre pivot than a payoff. It's as if the movie suddenly remembered it's labeled as horror and tries to cram it in all the blood and fire it forgot earlier. The result is jarring, not because of the violence, but because of how disconnected it feels from the build-up. There's no real emotional bridge between the eerie psychological dread and the final act's chaotic purge. Ultimately, him has ambitions to spare and wants to say something bold about legacy, power, and the cost of glory, but never settles long enough to say anything at all. So, him, what do we make of it? It's ambitious, like I said, no doubt. A horror film laced with cult ritual, generational trauma, and metaphor-heavy playbook. That's a bold swing, but for all its swagger and surrealism, the film stumbles hard on execution. You got 2 strong leads delivering a, career-pivot performance, and Withers holding down with its quiet intensity. The visual is stylish as hell, the sound design unsettling in all the right ways, but none of it sticks without a solid core. The script dances around big ideas, legacy, exploitation, the machine of sports fame, but never sits with them long enough to say something meaningful. And then there's the third act hits. Total tonal shift. What starts as an eerie psychological veers off into a chaotic blood-soaked spectacle. Not if in a satisfying way, unless more shocking twist and more, wait, what's the movie are we in now? In the end, him is a classic case of style over substance, and it wants to haunt you, move you, provoke you, but it doesn't earn the movement. If a film you watch hoping for greatness and walk away wondering what it's trying to say. That said, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Was there a hidden layer I missed? Did it hit differently for you? Drop your takes down in the comments. Send your reaction. Let's keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe and share this episode. More reviews and deep dives coming your way soon. So thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya. See ya. See ya. See ya.